Train the muscles, not the joints. Today I'm going to train some legs, and I'm going to do some arms as well. So arms and legs today, including shoulders, right? So since I leveled out the mat in my gym for the squat rack, I noticed that I can't get my shoulder press close enough to the bar in order for me to actually do the shoulder presses properly. So now I got to do my shoulder presses at the gym. I will be looking on Craigslist at some point for an upright sort of shoulder press of some sort, so that'll be a good solution to that problem. And at the same time, I'm just going to renew my insurance in my car. I have to go renew my insurance and get something to eat, so I'll show you the sushi meal I'm gonna have. And yeah, we'll get a good workout in, and maybe we'll talk about a few things on the way. All right, let's go. So I get this question quite a bit. People come to me and they're like, Jason, where should I start? Like, I want to start training, I want to get big, I want to get strong, I want to get lean, I want, you know, like the typical sort of thing. You know, like kids in a toy store. I want all of it, right? There's no, it's kind of human nature, right? Whenever we start something, we get fascinated. We're like, okay, I want it all. I want it all. You know, one thing I want to say is that you have to start somewhere. So that's why I designed the training programs on my website. They're not just for beginners. They are for advanced people as well, especially for the advanced people that haven't quite realized what I have when it comes down to range of motion, individuality, all that kind of stuff. So I find that some of my training programs are quite original in that way. But at the same time, people are asking where to start. Well, you have to start with a training program. You have to start with some sort of format of some kind, and then a general format as well as nutrition. So don't worry about getting everything perfect. I find a lot of people that start off, they're like so worried about getting it perfect that they don't start at all. So you have to start somewhere, and don't worry about getting it perfect. As long as there's effort outgoing on your part, there will be some results. Now, can you perfect those results or refine those results and get better as you go along? Yes, you can, but you have to start with a format. I'd recommend starting with one of my workout programs on my website, of course. I think they're good. I know this is shameless self-promotion, but I don't see any reason why you shouldn't start with one of my programs. But if you decide to start with anybody's program, that's fine. Just start with a program and then go from there. Now, another thing that I'd recommend is getting a personal trainer or somebody that's pretty smart. I'll show you a guy that's pretty smart right now in this clip. Somebody like that. Adam is a pretty smart dude. So is Kyle Murphy at Murph's Gym. These are the type of trainers that I would recommend for you if you're going to train with somebody. If you're not going to train with me or something, right? There may be somebody in your area that's pretty open-minded, that is open enough to basically find the way that you move instead of saying, oh, you got to move my way. I find there's a lot of fanatical type trainers out there, especially the beginners, the guys that have been only at it for a certain period of time. They might have got an ab vein once or twice, or maybe grew a little bit of biceps and did their first show. And some of them, and I think I probably was plagued with this too, you know, sometimes when you go through a first show or something like that, you start to think that you know everything, but you might know a lot more about yourself, but you're not necessarily good for everyone else. You know what I'm saying? So it does take time to establish that wisdom and maturity in your training. And sometimes there are some young guys that study under some older guys that are actually quite good. So it's not an age dependent thing by any means. But what you want to do is find a trainer that is not quite so sure about only one way. That's a good way to decide which trainer is good, because the trainers that say there's only one way to do something are usually kind of, let's just say their ego is getting in the way of the wisdom, all right? I was making fun of Adam, but he was totally ignoring me. Adam, is there any reason why you totally ignore me when I make fun of you? I'm trying to make fun of you. You're not even paying attention.
If I paid attention to you and you were making fun of me, I would never stop paying attention to you.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize I was that good at burning. I only do it once in a while. I mean, shit. I'm not actually that mean. Am I that mean, really? Am I that
And I'm not actually that sensitive.
You know, okay, good. Hopefully I'm not that mean. You just hit me over the head with a plate if I really am, you know. Make sure my car's locked. Make sure my car's locked. Yeah, that's right. Can't get in my car. So the benefit of working with a trainer in person, you know, especially one of the smart trainers I'm talking about, and there's a lot of them out there. So I'm not saying that I'm the guy, okay? I'm just saying that there are a lot of guys out there that have had some experience and they've realized the limitation of their own philosophies at times, and they've been forced to open up. And when you find one of these guys, it'll really help you find a deeper level of mechanics in the whole fitness industry instead of just doing things. How's it going? Talk to the camera. See, I can't make any friends, so I have to talk to a camera. See? So, yeah. You want to be my friend?
You mean you on the net?
Yeah, that's right. So basically what happens when you find a trainer that's really open like this, it's like a magical thing, okay? It is so magical. The reason why is because they will speed track your progress, I'd say by about a decade, honestly, because they will see some of the things that are going on with you and then make adjustments and say, oh, this is where your individuality applies. And they will really be able to help you out with this. So this is what I would recommend for a person beginning. It's not a big deal to invest a few $100s or even a few $1,000s, if you have it, okay, in a trainer over a period of a year or 2 years, just to kind of look at what you're doing. And there's some guys out there that are pretty reasonable in cost, and girls, okay? It's not just guys and girls, okay? So basically, if it is in your realm of possibilities, I'd suggest, yeah, really starting with something like that. Don't be afraid to invest a little bit of money with somebody so that way they can really speed track your progress. Because some of the things that they will teach you will, like I said, it'll save you years of training in the gym. It'll save you years. Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Oh, I'm filming today.
Oh, you're
I'm filming. Oh, there you go.
You're filming. Hey, how you doing?
Don't worry, I won't put you in if you don't want to be in there. It's the shameless promotion of Muddy Waters. Yeah. I'm gonna get a nice mocha. Sometimes if you have instability in the actual rib cage itself, that'll cause the constant spasm of the rhomboids and the traps and things.
Yeah.
So if you say you got hit really hard or car accidents or whatever, sometimes the ligaments and the tissue in there can loosen up, so then the muscles are trying to spasm and compensate.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes a polo therapy with the rib cage, as much as it kind of seems weird, but it'll keep the ribs from popping out a little bit because they can dislocate too, right?
Yeah.
So, well, the reason why is because when your shoulder blade can't move back and forth, then this shoulder has to be twice as mobile in order to actually do the same movement, because this is stiff, and then now the shoulder has to overcompensate. So yeah, you get the point. Basically, if you start to work with somebody that has a lot of experience, especially a person that has a lot of experience working with many different people, this can speed track your progress quite significantly. Instead of you fumbling around for 10 years on your own, you could basically make some very large leaps and bounds in your training, just because there's some things that would be obvious to an experienced person that wouldn't be quite so obvious to a person that is not experienced, right? Now, some people come to me and they say they've been training for 3 or 4 years, but they're getting no results. What I would say is most likely the person hasn't been training 3 or 4 years. They've been lifting weights kind of the way you'd see in an infomercial. But that's not necessarily you really challenging the body and combining the nutrition, the sleep, the lifestyle, and the training together, because it's so important to be holistic in this. You can't just be a bodybuilder in the gym and then be, well, let's just say this, you can't just be a bodybuilder in the gym and then a drunk outside the gym. You know what I'm saying? So many people try to collide several worlds at once, and then they wonder why they're not getting results. And as a drug-free natural bodybuilder, which is what this channel is all about, you cannot afford to be wasting your physical energy and your health in a bunch of different directions. So don't try to work 75 hours a week and then have workouts that last you 4 hours straight in the gym, because if you don't have the recovery, if you don't have the sleep, all these things will play a major role in whether you recover and whether you get something from your workouts. So a lot of times people underestimate this. They underestimate, this is the thing I've seen over and over again, people underestimate how their lifestyle choices will affect what happens in the gym. They think it's just straight sets and reps, like, oh, I did the recipe for sets and reps, I lifted this weight and I did it this way and I did it proper, and that's, you know, proper, like, I don't know what proper means, because some people have a different version of what proper means, okay? So that's important to consider. And second of all, you want to make sure that if you are going to be lifting proper, you know, say it's proper for you, you have to make sure that the other factors are also in alignment with the recovery. Because if they're not, it doesn't matter how you lift in the gym, you're only going to get so many results, but then you're just going to plateau and then nothing else is going to happen. So yeah, that's a few things there. Don't underestimate the value of experience coming from somebody that's been around the game for a period of time. So these are reasons why I'm doing this, is just to basically help you guys understand that there are a number of different benefits that you can obtain from other people's experience, especially when they've been in and around the game for a decade or two, or been around people that have been around the game for a decade or two. You know, because like I said, I've met some pretty smart young guys. Adam's one of them. So yeah, age isn't the only factor in this. Okay, yeah, where to start? Don't be afraid to align yourself with somebody that has a higher amount of experience than you do. That really does help. And especially being in person, when you're in person with a person, or they're seeing what your form is and what you're doing, and then they can actually critique it or look at it and talk to you about your experience of it, that makes a massive difference in your training. And I'm here. So I'm gonna go in there, get some insurance, and then I'll see you at the gym. Beautiful. I wait for my hair to just blow just right, and then I do slow motion. That's so funny. It's like I said in the gym. See, I can't go anywhere now without people making fun of me, and I deserve it. Honestly, I do deserve it. Yeah, I actually do deserve it. I'm gonna go in and get some sushi right now. I'm gonna get some gyoza and 2 tuna rolls. Now, again, I'm not on a hardcore cut right now. Not really a cut at all. I had some chicken and rice already today, some chicken and brown rice, and then I'm gonna have some sushi. Then I'll have some steak when I get home. You know, I don't eat steak every day, but sometimes I'll go through phases for 4 or 5 days in a row where I'll have some red meat, and then I'll go back to just chicken and fish and stuff. So yeah, I go through these phases, right? So sometimes I feel like I need a little bit more protein through some red meat because the profile of amino acids is different, and I do feel different depending on the protein that I'm eating. I'm trying to bulk up a bit, but not bulk up in a way of putting on body fat. I'm trying to just make sure that my body has enough food all the time in order to grow muscle. So it's not really bulking like is on the internet where people just eat nothing but ice cream and pizza and all this crap. I eat a little bit of that stuff, of course, here and there.
Thank you.
This is like low fat. You've seen me with the, drive-through the other day. I had like a frappuccino type of thing with there's some fat in that and everything. And I'll have a little bit of ice cream on the weekends and stuff, but I'm not eating that stuff all the time. I might just have a little bit of that here and there. So I'm not denying myself anything, but I'm not overindulging either. The main thing I want to do is have protein and carbs every meal. So I'm trying to make sure I get that in. That's the first priority. And then the other stuff is just extra. And I make sure I don't have so much that it kills my appetite for the good stuff, right? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I just found myself again. That's green tea. Yep, green tea. Cheers. And yeah, I do have soy sauce, but I've never noticed it ever changed anything with me. It never affected me negatively, right? So I don't have soy protein as far as I don't eat soy and tofu, but I do have soy sauce in my stuff. They gave me some tuna for free. Thanks for that. Yeah. Tuna sashimi is really good. Protein source is really good, so I love tuna sashimi. Thanks a lot, eh? Thank you. See, I don't know why, but lately, especially this last, I don't know, I guess since I dieted down a little bit, I find I benefit a lot more from eating carbs before I actually train and protein. So I hate being hungry when I'm working out because then I feel compelled to leave the gym long before I really should leave the gym because I'm just hungry, right? So I want to make sure hunger isn't what's causing me to leave the gym. I want to make sure that I can push my body as hard as I can, but at the same time not be running out of energy, because if you're running out of energy, that means that energy becomes your weak link, not the actual muscle fibers, you know what I'm saying? So you do have to make sure that you have enough reserves and enough fuel in there in order to be able to train hard, right? So that's where the eating comes in. This guy's here every day when I walk by here after sushi. He's pretty good, actually, pretty good. You say it all, it's not so real. Beautiful stuff, man. That's really good. Thanks. What's your name? Rain? Yeah. Rain, beautiful. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm Thor. No, I'm just kidding. I love seeing artists do stuff, and he has a beautiful voice. I actually really like his voice, so good for him. job, Rain. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So yeah, so now I'm gonna train. I'm gonna start with shoulders first and arms, and then I will work my way into some one-legged movements maybe, or some leg presses. We'll see what happens. I was just playing around with my camera there, trying to make some space because it was filled up, the memory card was filled up, and I accidentally erased all my footage. So my shoulder, my bicep, and my tricep workout was totally erased. You're gonna get the back end. All I'm doing is the walking lunges right now, so this is the trials and tribulations of making YouTube videos, right? Just shit. That's all I can say, shit. I accidentally erased all my footage, so because of that, I'm gonna show you what I did last night for some biceps and triceps, okay? So that might almost make up for it. Okay, so it's eating time. Let's make something to eat. What do you think? Eating time? Hey? Time to eat? What do you think? Time for something to eat or what? Alright. Let's go get something to eat. Alright, let's go. You ready? Yeah? Okay. Alright, I'll get something to eat without you. What are you doing? Somebody's taking a shortcut to the barbecue. You can also be very simple with your nutrition at first. What you can do is just combine protein and carbs every meal, and then just go from there, okay? And then lower fat diet, but protein, carbs, like low fat protein and carbohydrates. So brown rice, yams, potatoes, oatmeal, okay? And then your sources of low fat proteins such as chicken breast, egg whites, fish, and some leaner red meats, okay? So game meat, moose, deer, all this kind of stuff, or you can get some leaner cuts of beef, right? So that's a good place to start. And you can also use whey protein, of course, as well, or cottage cheese, low fat cottage cheese. And that's usually where I start people off. Start off with just protein, carbs per meal. You know you're supposed to get about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, around there. And then just combine those meals together and just eat 5 to 6 times a day. Okay, that's a good place to start. And then from there, you can start adjusting things depending on what's happening with your body. Okay, I'm gonna go put that in the plate and eat her up. So thanks a lot for watching, and take care for now.